You see, we do have this great gulf that is developing between the economy, the paper economy, and the paycheck economy. I have talked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of workers in factories and in offices. Mr. Secretary, they tell me, the national economy may be doing fine, but my home economy still has a long way to go. The economy has caught fire, but the gains to most workers have gone up in smoke. On Labor Day 1995, profits are up, paychecks are not. Millions of white-collar workers, white-collar middle-level managers, white-collar supervisors are joining blue-collar workers and pink-collar workers in what may be, unfortunately, a new category, and that is frayed-collar workers. Frayed-collar workers in gold-plated times. Now, I'm not referring to some unfortunate sliver of the population. I'm talking about most American workers. Closing the gap between paychecks and profits is our great remaining challenge. The steady decline of the median wage in this country and the widening gap between the people at the top and the rest of us threatens the stability and the prosperity of this nation. I want to share with you now is a story, only the most recent tale of frayed-collar workers in gold-plated times. This week, we learned about 12,000 more American jobs that will disappear. Now, for most of us, 12,000 jobs going away, 12,000 families under stress is not good news. But this particular instance of 12,000 jobs disappearing was greeted by an awful lot of people as great news. In fact, there was almost celebration when two giant banks, Chemical and Chase Manhattan, decided to merge this week. White-gloved Wall Street high-fived the market's invisible hand. The announcement sent stock prices of the two banks way up. Shareholders stand to reap about $2.5 billion from that particular transaction. The corporate CEOs who hammered out the deal were the objects of praise for their vision and their toughness, and so was the fund manager who helped force the deal. The lawyers and the investment bankers who hashed out the deal, I assume that they also made out pretty well, but almost lost in all of the celebration was the 12,000 people who would lose their jobs. Now, don't get me wrong about this point, and I want to be very explicit about it. There are understandable reasons why banks or any other institutions, why they might want to merge. But I describe this episode because it really is another symptom, really, of the disconnect that is growing between the paycheck economy and the paper economy. Jobs disappear and the markets cheer. Now, there's something wrong with this picture. Now, the men and women who lose those 12,000 jobs, they're likely to find new ones. They are likely to find new ones, though perhaps not readily, not immediately. Perhaps they won't pay quite as much. But their experience, the experience of these 12,000 men and women, witnessed nationwide, intensifies the pervasive sense among American workers, and I have seen it again and again and again as I travel around America, a pervasive sense that they are lucky to hold on to the jobs they have. American workers have been silenced by this and by 1,000 other demonstrations of their easy replaceability. They won't complain if they don't get a raise, even if their company is doing better than ever. Many workers will even accept pay cuts or cuts in benefits in order to hold on to the jobs they have. You see, when you feel that your choice boils down to take it or leave it, there's not much left to say. So let This weekend mark a celebration of this silent majority of American workers. And let us not forget that this coming Tuesday, when Labor Day weekend ends, tens of millions of these Americans will rise at dawn, and they will dress their kids and make the breakfast, and they will drive to daycare or to school and put in a long day's work. These are the real heroes of the American economy. These are the Americans who need the wind at their backs if they are ever going to be able to cross the gulf of prosperity. Now, what does this really mean? In concrete terms, what does this mean? It means a number of things. First of all, it means that the minimum wage must be raised. It also means good schools, schools that give our kids a fair chance to succeed when they enter the workforce. It means low-interest, direct college loans for any student who seeks higher education, and a family tax break for college tuition, which is the most important investment that any family can make. And it means youth apprenticeships for kids who may not go directly onto college, so that they can learn on the job, so they can have the basic skills to learn on the job. And skill vouchers for people who might lose their jobs, who want to go to a local community college and get new skills so they can get the next job. It means affordable and safe childcare. As I go around this country again and again, I hear from working people, childcare, childcare. We need childcare. We can't afford it. We need it if we are going to stand on our own 2 feet. And time off from work to take care of a sick child or a parent. It means enforcing the nation's labor laws, coming down hard on employers who cheat and abuse their workers. It means a robust labor union movement so workers can boost their earnings in order to earn a family wage, in order to have the bargaining power that so many workers lack today. And it means companies that treat their workers as assets to be developed, not as costs to be cut. Companies that don't pass out pink slips while piling up profits. Companies that give workers a share of the wealth that their hard work is creating. Companies that invest in their workers' skills, not just in machinery to replace their workers. That's what it means. The 12,000 jobs I mentioned before that are being lost in that bank merger, those jobs are not being lost because of immigrants or because of welfare mothers or because of affirmative action. The insecurities that we see across America, that I hear from hundreds and hundreds of Americans. I'm worried about my job. I'm accepting a pay cut. I'm not even seeking a wage increase. Those are not because of affirmative action or immigrants or welfare mothers or government. It's because, you see, there are not enough opportunities to get ahead. It's because, you see, we do have this great gulf that is developing between the economy, the paper economy, and the paycheck economy. The politics of resentment, of blame and intolerance presents a distorted mirror image of the values that most families want to transmit to their children. You see, this technique pits working families against working families against the poor, in a fight over a smaller and smaller slice of the national income. The true test of a society is its ability to face its most central problems, not to deny them, not to blame others or find scapegoats for them, not to get so discouraged when they don't immediately get solved, but to stick to them, to face them with a steadfast commitment, and to share equally the burdens of dealing with those problems. And that is the test that we face as a society today with regard to declining incomes, with regard to the widening gap between the rich and the rest. What better moment than Labor Day weekend to reaffirm our national commitment to families who are working desperately hard, trying to do right by their children? What better moment to sanctify family values by doing everything in our power to value American families? And what better moment to pledge to lift the lives of the silent majority of the American workforce? We can do it, I am sure, if we work hard together. Thank you, and I want to say and instruct you and request you, this Labor Day weekend, the Labor Secretary of the United States says, have a safe and restful and pleasurable weekend. Thank you all.